Staying on top of your responsibilities at home and work while trying to eat right and stay fit is not as easy as the ads make it out to be. Juggling work, family and health often requires sacrifice, and most of us sacrifice our health for the sake of it. Not having enough time or energy to achieve everything we want leads to stress, and stress brings a lot of bad habits with it. One of those habits is knuckle cracking, something many people do when they're under stress or just nervous. But how bad is knuckle cracking? Are your fingers going to fall off if you keep doing it? Will you get arthritis in your 20s? There is a very long list of myths and superstitions about knuckle cracking, but the most common one probably dates back to your early childhood, when parents or teachers would tell you that cracking your knuckles will give you arthritis. So, what really happens to your knuckles when you crack them? Before we explain the myth behind knuckle cracking, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Are you also cracking your knuckles? Dr. Robert Clapper, orthopedic surgeon and co-director of the Joint Replacement Program, explained the story behind knuckle cracking. What people are most interested in, yourself included, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video, is what causes the sound that knuckles make when they are cracked. According to Dr. Clapper, the sound of cracking or popping that you hear when you crack your joints is nothing more than small nitrogen bubbles bursting in your synovial fluid. And before you ask, the synovial fluid helps lubricate your joints, just like motor oil lubricates car engines. That fluid also helps reduce friction between our joints and preserves our cartilage. But how come you can crack your knuckles all day long? Well, the nitrogen bubbles that form within the synovial fluid take about 20 minutes to form again. During that time, you can probably feel that your knuckles hurt if you try to crack them. That's because the nitrogen bubbles haven't formed yet. But why do people crack their knuckles? Well, there is much more to cracking knuckles than just listening to the sound. As mentioned earlier, most people crack their knuckles when they are nervous or under stress. The action is known to help calm the nerves and reduce stress, but that sensation comes from the feeling of looseness. You see, when you crack your knuckles, the nitrogen bubbles disappear, and you get an instant sensation of lighter joints. That's because you just relieved pressure from them. Studies have shown that knuckle cracking is not only good for your nerves, but it's also good as a psychological experience because it helps you get some relief from stress. And what about arthritis? Whether it's caused by stress, your nerves, or it's just a perceived sense of relief, people crack their knuckles all the time. However, some people create a habit out of it, which is why it is believed that knuckle cracking can lead to arthritis. So, can daily knuckle cracking lead to arthritis? According to Dr. Clapper, there is absolutely no harm in cracking our knuckles. It does no harm to our joints, and it does not lead to arthritis. Cracking doesn't harm our fingers, necks, ankles, or any other joints that you might crack throughout the day. However, just because you can, it doesn't mean that you should crack your knuckles all the time. Whether you're cracking your knuckles out of habit or twisting your neck to hear that satisfying crack, you are forcing a movement that you otherwise wouldn't. Look at it this way, it's not a natural motion that your body is used to doing, and that can lead to some discomfort. If you feel discomfort while you're cracking your knuckles, then you might have a pre-existing condition and you need to get checked. Cracking your knuckles can aggravate that condition and cause additional harm, which often leads to discomfort and even pain. Some of the signs that you have a pre-existing condition include pain, swelling, and limited motion. These are all indicators that the joint has sustained damage, possibly from gout, trauma, or early stages of arthritis. However, if you don't experience any discomfort when you crack your knuckles or twist your neck, then you can go ahead and indulge yourself. And if you startle people around you when you crack your knuckles, that's completely fine. Some people's joints are just louder than others. And what about you? Are you cracking your knuckles? If you do, why do you do it? Let us know in the comment section below.